Okay, so example 2. Your meal at the school cafeteria costs $3.45. Your friend's meal costs $3.90. You pay for both meals with a $10 bill. How much change do you receive? So we want to figure out the amount of change that we get. So to figure out how much change we get, we're going to have to subtract what we paid with, that $10 bill, from how much the 2 meals cost. So we need to find the total cost of those 2 meals. And remember, from last unit, we learned that total means to add. So we would have to add up the first meal, $3.45, with your friend's meal of $3.39. Oops, $3.90. $3.90. So first things first, we know that we have to do what's in the parentheses. We want to add these 2 numbers together first to figure out what our total lunch cost was before we can subtract. So we have $3.45 plus $3.90. 5 plus 0 is 5. 9 plus 4 is 13. Carry that 1 over, bring down that decimal point. And then 3 plus 1 is 7. So the 2 meals together was $7.35, and we want to subtract what we gave the cashier to figure out what our change would be. So we paid for a $7.35 meal with $10, which means that we get some change back. So we want to subtract to figure out what we're actually going to get back. So $10 minus $7.35. So we can't do 0 minus 5 or 0 minus 3 or 0 minus 7. So we need to borrow. This 1 turns to a 0. This 0 is going to turn to a 9 because the 0 before has to borrow. This 0 is going to turn to a 9 as well because the 0 before it has to borrow to turn to a 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 3 is 6. Bring down that decimal point, and 9 minus 7 is 2. So the amount of change that we got was $2.65. That's how much change was left over that we got back from the cashier for paying for both of those meals with a $10 bill. All right, so you should have tried these next 3 problems on your own, but I'm going to go over them just to make sure we got the right answer and we are all on the same page. So the first thing to do is to stack them up again. So 6.34 minus 5.33. 4 minus 3 is 1. 3 minus 3 is 0. Bring down that decimal point, and 6 minus 5 is 1. So we're left with 1.01. All right, number 5, 27.9 minus 0.905. And again, I'm going to add on these extra zeros to make sure we have the same decimal place. So I can't subtract 0 from 5, so I'm going to borrow. Can't borrow from there yet, but I can borrow from this 9, which turns into an 8. This 0 is going to turn into a 9 because I need to borrow from it to make this 0 a 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 0 is 9. I can't do 8 minus 9, so I have to borrow from this 7. This is going to turn to a 6. I can add a 1. So now I'm left with 18 minus 9, which is 9. Bring down that decimal place. 6 minus 0 is 6. And then I have that 2 left over. So my answer here is 26.995. All right, last subtraction one that you guys are supposed to do on your own. 18.626 minus 13.88. And again, add that 0 on so we have the same decimal place. 6 minus 0 is 6. 2 minus 8 I can't do. I need to borrow from this 6. So this turns into a 5. And then this 2 turns to a 12. Oops. So I have 12 minus 8, which is 4. 5 minus 8 I can't do. I want to borrow from this 8, which turns to a 7. That 5 turns to a 15, which is 7. Bring down that decimal point. 7 minus 3, which is 4. And then 1 minus 1 is just 0. So I don't even have to write that 0. I can just say 4.746 is what I'm left with. All right, last problem of the day. So now we're going to say the same scenario that we just did, but this time your meal at the cafeteria is $4.10 and your friends cost $3.65. You pay for both meals with $20. How much do you receive? So again, we want to figure out the amount of change we receive. So our change, what do we get? So we're subtracting, this time we're starting with $20 and we're subtracting that total cost of what our lunches are. So we have $4.10 plus $3.65. So first things first, I want to add up these two numbers. So over here, I'm going to say I'm going to stack them up. 4.10 plus 3.65. 0 plus 5 is 5. 6 plus 1 is 7. Bring down that decimal point. And 4 plus 3 is 7. So the total lunches together were $7.75. I still need to subtract that $20. So we paid the cashier $20, but the lunch was only $7.75. So how much change does the cashier owe me? So let's see, I have $20 minus $7.75. So again, 0 minus 5 we can't do, so we are going to borrow. This 2 turns to a 1. This 0 is going to be a 9 because the 0 before it needs to borrow as well. This 0 is going to be a 9 as well because the 0 before it has to borrow. So we're going to have 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 7 minus 9 is 2. Bring down that decimal point. 7 minus 9, or 9 minus 7 is 2 as well. And then bring down that 1. So our change is $12.25.